Well, the rain has gone away, so we're going to qualify here at the Michigan International Speedway. The NASCAR Sprint Cup Series teams lined up, 46 teams and drivers ready to go on this 2-mile racetrack. Track officials taking a last look to make sure everything is dry. Temperature right now in the mid-70s. Humid here after a heavy rainstorm cut practice short by about 25 minutes. And hi, everybody. Steve Burns, Jeff Hammond, and what are you doing here?
Well,
where's Larry?
I got tired of texting you guys, so I showed up.
Might as well show up and do it.
Y'all killing me.
Daryl, I talked about rain cutting practice short by about 25 or 30 minutes. What impact will that have on qualifying? Some teams, I heard, couldn't get a qualifying run in earlier today.
You know, Steve, it won't have any. Then I tell you why. These guys, they amaze me. When they roll out of the garage for first practice, first laps on the racetrack, that first lap is usually their fastest lap. I mean, they don't warm the cars up because they got warmers and all in their gears and everything, the engine. They don't worry about the setup because it's been on the sim machine. They got it all dialed in. When they leave pit road, they're on kill, and that's the way they'll be when they get ready to go qualify, except, of course, unless my buddy here changed something and didn't tell me. Now, that could be a problem.
I don't mind having you up here, but don't have to start beating on me right on the get-go.
And Jeff, you were saying before we came on the air, down in that garage area, it's starting to look more like Daytona or Talladega for qualifying.
Well, Daryl, we were talking on our conference call the other day how fast this racetrack is. We're going to see speeds in excess of 200 miles an hour down into turn 1 and down into turn 3. And because of that, I was watching the guys that were going through practice today, doing their race runs, converting everything over to qualifying. The way they were paying attention to detail was unbelievable. It's like being at Daytona or Talladega. I talked to Kevin Harvey. Kevin says, yeah, these guys are getting to where we need every 100th of a second we can get. They're changing out the side windows. They're making sure they put a special qualifying window in, qualifying hubs, doing everything they possibly can to make these cars go faster, and it's all because this place is fast.
Well, we're breaking in a brand new pit reporter here today. He looks an awful lot like Larry Mack.
Yeah, I've got my rookie stripe on, Steve. Now, I'm standing here with Robbie Gordon. Robbie, what a chain of events for Robbie Gordon Motorsports in 7 days. You send your car to Pocono. It's outside the top 35. You're in Mexico. Ted Musgrave's going to qualify. It doesn't make the show, but you come to Michigan in the top 35 in points. What a chain of events.
It was. Ted did actually a good job. He just missed it down in turn 3 and got a little sideways, but I think he was like 23rd or 22nd going into 3 and just got sideways, and that cost us. But, you know, the deal with front row, it obviously changed the game. But, you know, it happened to us, and that's kind of how we got outside the top 35 when we got busted for the wood in the door at Darlington.
You know, Robbie, every week, you know, you show up sometimes with something on the side of the car. Some weeks it's blank quarter panels. It's good to see that you're continuing to work to get more companies on your car.
Yeah, what's really cool with this SpeedFactory.tv is I got a bunch of investors that jumped in, and we're building this TV channel, which is going to give a real interesting behind-the-scenes look at what goes on in NASCAR races, our off-road races, as well as monster trucks and some of the other stuff that we do.
All right, well, good luck in this qualifying run. And, Steve, the good thing is you don't have to worry about starting the race, just where he starts.
Got your clipboard, I see, Larry Mack.
Show me notes, Larry. Show me notes.
That's right. Let's see your notes, Larry Mack, before we go to break. Come on, Larry.
I meant to leave them up there for Daryl.
Hey, you know what I like?
I'll give you $100 for your notes.
You know what I like right now, Daryl, the guys? He's got his sleeves rolled up. He's back down on pit road. And Larry, you look very comfortable down there, buddy. I want to let you know.
All right, we'll take a break. Let reporter McReynolds have at it. Stay with us here on Speed for the Michigan International Speedway.
I'm really proud to be a part of it. Love, it's pretty amazing. Her name is Amanda Brookman, and she is my destiny, although she may not know that, per se. So you can go online and make any kind of car you want. I made a love car. Do I think they stand a chance? I mean, who doesn't love love? I love love.
Sponsify Round 2, coming soon at ToyotaRacing.com.
Who?
Juicy Johnsonville sausage, made with only premium cuts of pork since 1945. Johnsonville, sausage is all we do.
12 summers of boat hauling, 63 miles of commuting daily. For any extreme from the road to the racetrack, nothing beats Mobil 1. The choice of over half of all NASCAR teams. So put some NASCAR in your car. Mobil 1.
Gotta measure twice.
Hey, what's up? It's your TV. I unplugged your cable to show you something that'll blow your mind. DirecTV. With DirecTV, you can watch all your games at once. Watch basketball, hockey, tennis, whatever, all at the same time. 8 screens on your TV. It's like being at a sports bar, but you're not. You're on the couch, at home, in your tighties. Nice. Give them a call and check out that deal. DirecTV. It'll change your life.
To the show. Fiberglass Boomtown, Mecca for the V8 faithful. Pilgrims, diehards, gearheads, zealots, a multitude of fans bound together by a ribbon of asphalt. Celebrating as one the triumph of speed and the escape from everything routine. If you've never been, check your expectations at the gate. Everything else is just a game.
Speed's presentation of NASCAR Sprint Cup qualifying for Michigan is presented by Subway Restaurants. So many $5 footlong subs to choose from. Enjoy amazing value at Subway all day, every day. And brought to you in part by Dish Network. Why would you ever pay more for TV? Just about ready to get set for qualifying. Mr. McReynolds may have a rookie stripe down there, but his partner down there, Marty Snyder, does not.
I do not. But, you know, I think Larry Mack is way overdressed for pit road. I'm with Kevin Harvick. Can you see Larry Mack over there? He's like wearing a nice shirt. He's way too, there he is, way too dressed up for pit road, isn't he, Kevin? Way too dressed up.
Yeah, he's definitely dressed well. He looks good, though. You might need some sunscreen on your head right here, though.
Sunscreen? Well, I think the whole
I have the same problem.
Yeah, you should give him some sunscreen advice, Harv. That would probably be a good thing.
Or a hat.
Wear a hat. That's the best thing you can do, Larry Mack. Like Dr. Dick Berggren. Right. Then he would be in good shape. So, how's T-shirt sales going?
Everything's good. Everything's good.
Have you been asked about what happened last week enough already, you think?
Well, I think you just, that's part of what we do. That's part of my job is to answer the questions, and we've answered a lot of questions, and I think everybody knows where I stand on it, and we just go about our business and race like we have been every week.
I know you probably want to put it to bed. Let's talk about Michigan qualifying. Boy, the early draw, might be a good thing. You might be in the right position here because the track's probably pretty good right now, and there'll be enough guys to burn off the jet fuel, don't you think?
Usually this place is bullet fast, right? First couple cars out are usually really fast after it rains here, even with the jet dryers just being on the track. But looks like there's still a lot of weepers right here on the front straightaway, so I don't know what the corners look like, but should be really fast at the beginning, and then we'll see where it goes from there.
All right, let's go to the finely coiffed and sunscreen needing Larry McReynolds.
I think Kevin Harvick needs to pay close attention to who I'm about to interview before he starts cutting on Larry Mack, but that's a whole other story now. Joey, this is your 3rd trip here to Michigan. You were 12th quickest in practice, and like a lot of tracks, if you go back to last year, you improved so much from the first race to the second race. What do you think about this qualifying run coming?
I think they're going to be pretty good. In practice, the car was really tight in race trim, and it felt slow, but there's speed there compared to other cars. So I feel like if we get the car handling, we're going to be real good. So in qualifying trim, I felt like we were okay with the Home Depot Toyota. I think it was like 3/10 from where we were to the pole. So track's going to be way different now. And so it's basically just hammer down, and hopefully she sticks.
All right, you're going to be a busy man. You're going to qualify this car, and then you're going to catapult down to Kentucky, a place where you're trying to go 3 for 3 for qualifying on the pole and 3 for 3 on winning the race.
Yeah, hopefully, it's a little delayed here for qualifying, obviously. So when I get out of here, I'm going to run to the airport, and hopefully it's not raining there. I know there's some weather coming over there, too. So depending on what the weather is, we're going to fly down there and try to get some practice in, and hopefully we get that car fast. That's a fun place for me. I have a lot of fun running a nationwide car there, so it'd be cool to get 3 for 3 there.
Steve, I don't know if I'd bet against this man, Kentucky. If you think about it, he won there in his 3rd Nationwide Series start. He just had turned 18 years old.
And just turned 20.
But Burns, I don't understand. Me and Hammond, we would either drive down there or fly down there. Larry said he's going to catapult down there. What's that going to look like?
I don't know. First driver out, DW, is Jamie McMurray. Hey, Harvick was talking about something you mentioned before we came on air, and that is the jet dryers that have been on the racetrack making this place a little slicker.
Yeah, there's a little residue that comes out of the jet engines from the jet fuel. Sometimes I've known that to create just a little bit of a problem. Puts a little film of residue on the racetrack, and it takes a couple of cars to get that kind of knocked off. We'll see if it has any effect on these early guys or not, because this cat right here was pretty quick in practice. As a matter of fact, he was like 6th quick. And right now, guys, I'm going to tell you, I think Brian Vickers' qualifying time from last year at 38.073, 189 miles an hour, I think it's in jeopardy. Oh, I think you're right. The way this racetrack is and the way the temperatures are, I think these guys have a great opportunity, especially a guy like Juan Pablo Montoya, to be able to break that.
McMurray will be followed by Jeff Burton, Denny Hamlin, Robbie Gordon, and then Joey Logano.
See, right there when he drove that thing in the corner, that's where you say, I think I can, I think I can. You know, you got to really, it really takes your breath away driving off in these corners at over 200 miles an hour. Not a lot of banking. You listen to him. Get out of the throttle early. That's the hot tip. But when he gets back in it right there, you got to have it wide open. And you got to be able to run the thing up off the corner wide open. That's how you make good time.
But, Darrell, are you kind of surprised to see that everybody at one time used to go off? You try to get to the bottom of the racetrack to run a fast lap, but now we see guys run the middle of the racetrack and even run high around here.
You were right about that time.
It didn't take long, did it? 37.937. That means Brian Vickers' qualifying record from last year, or time from last year, has now been broken.
189 miles an hour. So you got to be hitting a good probably 210 at the end of the straightaway.
And Darrell, this is one of those tracks, and you've talked about this for years, on TV and maybe even in the grandstands, it looks like an easy track to drive, but it's very deceptive.
It's so big. It reminds me, we used to go to Ontario, California, big 2.5-mile super speedway, real flat. And that's the way this place is. You know, not a lot of banking. It's 2 miles, and the car looks like it's just creeping around here when you look at it in perspective to everything is passing. But let me tell you, inside that race car, your heart's pounding, and you holding your breath when you drive off into turn 1 down here.
I believe we were talking about Jeff Burton earlier, guys, that he was probably one of the ones that didn't get a chance really to work on his qualifying setup. So he and Todd Berry are kind of like relying on their teammates, Kevin Harvick, Clint Boyer, to get their cars tuned up and ready to go here.
Darrell, last week at Pocono, Jeff and Larry were talking about the concept that some racetracks we go to, the qualifying results can be a little misleading. You know, somebody who's in the top 10 might drop anchor once the race starts, but Pocono and then this track, Michigan, I think the numbers support the fact that 53 times this race has been won from a top 5 starting position in 81 races.
Yeah, well, you don't want to beat it to death, but a fast car always wins this race. Cars with a lot of horsepower, you got to handle pretty good here, obviously with the flat turns, but horsepower is huge here. So if you got smoke under the hood, you usually can drive into victory circle.
Jeff Burton, a 38 flat.
Big pickup for him because he was had only practiced at a 39.10, so they picked up over a second and 1/10 as a matter of fact in this qualifying effort. So Mr. Burton did a pretty good job not having any qualifying practice.
Yeah, and there's times, you know, when you'll pick up speed like that and you'll say, whoa, I don't want to do that again. And then I guarantee you Jeff Burton's saying, I can't believe I ran that fast. Car looked very comfortable.
But you said in our opening, don't be surprised that guys who didn't get a chance to make a qualifying run, they got the information, they'll put it up underneath the car, and they'll just kind of lock and load and make it happen.
It's all up to you, driver.
Denny Hamlin coming off another win at Pocono, and let's go down to Larry.
Steve, I'm standing here with Kurt Busch. Kurt, you were 3rd quickest in practice, and of course, always when you have a little bit of delay like we had and the racetrack gets rained on and the jet dryers, the question, how much grip will this racetrack have? We're certainly seeing these guys pick up quite a bit from practice.
Yeah, with the rubber being washed off, I think it gains a little bit more grip, and then track temperatures cool down. And then I'm sure the guys tuning up the engine with the jetting have checked to see that the air is a better quality air right now after a thunderstorm came through. So guys are going to be going fast. When you have a 2-mile racetrack, it's about some horsepower, that's for sure.
All right, well, good luck qualifying, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, Steve, a lot of these guys are anxious to get these 2 qualifying laps in because the forecast for tomorrow is a little iffy as well.
Yeah, chance of showers all weekend, Larry. Denny Hamlin, the slowest of 3 drivers to qualify, 38.06. Let's go to Marty.
And Jamie McMurray said, well, I didn't really know what to expect. So does that make you happy, unhappy? What do you think about the time?
Well, I think that for us, going out early was going to be a huge disadvantage, and the rain maybe equalized that out a little bit, and it looks like the sun's even coming out now, so it might be an advantage. I was really frustrated when we got the #1 draw, but it might work out for us. Our GE reveal Chevrolet was really good in race trim. I thought that maybe it's been one of the best cars we've had all year. So Yeah, I think that's going to be a good lap. I don't think it'll be the pole, but I think it's going to be a good one.
And if everything works out as it has the last 2 months, you should finish second this weekend. Just so.
Right now. Right?
Yes, he would. He's finished second every other race the last few weeks, hasn't he, guys?
Well, I don't know. And Marty, he drew number 1. He drives car number 1. And if he could end up on the pole, he could take pit number 1. I mean, that all adds up to being number 1 on Sunday, if you ask me.
There he goes with that numerology again.
I know it. That was tough at Pocono last week. 34 laps. Reagan got into Jamie and took Jamie out. Was potentially another good run for that one car.
Yeah, Jamie is, he's either feast or famine. He's had some great runs, and man, he's been very competitive and done a great job in that car. He and Kevin Bono Mannion have, but he gets a bad run in there like that, hurts you in the points.
Here's another guy that's been kind of feast or famine this year. It looked like a couple times Robbie Gordon would have some good runs. Missed a race again last week with Ted Musgrave substituting for him. Qualifies now 4th quickest of the guys that have gone out so far to 38.31.
I have to check with my man down there in the garage, in the pits, Larry McReynolds, but I believe Gene Need moved over here in his
he's back over there as a crew chief. Yep.
Coming up, Joey Logano, Kevin Conway, and Bobby Labonte. Stay with us here on Speed.
Tonight, NASCAR marches into Michigan, where everyone is revved up as Casey Mears and Ricky Carmichael stop by the ultimate Friday night house party. Live Speed coverage continues tonight at 8 Eastern with NASCAR Trackside.
Only on Speed.
If you live for performance, upgrade to Castrol Edge Advanced Synthetic Oil. With 8 times better wear protection than Mobil 1, Castrol Edge, it's more than just oil, it's liquid engineering.
Sir, finding everything okay?
I work for a different insurance company. My auto policy is just getting a little too expensive.
With Progressive, you get the name your price option, so we build a policy to fit your budget.
Wow, the price gun. Wish we had this. We just tell people what to pay.
Yeah, we're the only ones that do.
I love your insurance. Bill? Tom?
Hey, it's an office party.
The freedom to name your price, only from Progressive.
Introducing new Pennzoil Ultra. A revolutionary new synthetic oil that takes clean where it's never been before. Nothing feels like a factory clean engine. And nothing keeps you closer to factory clean than new Pennzoil Ultra Motor Oil.
Sprint Cup Series qualifying continues here at the Michigan International Speedway. Young Joey Logano turned 20 years old on the racetrack. Last year in 2 races here, he started 24th in June, and then later in the summer he was 8th. Let's go to Larry Mack.
Standing here with Kyle Busch. Kyle, you made 1 run with your 18 M&M's Toyota earlier in the day, the first of practice, and then you about knew shortly into that run that something didn't exactly feel right.
Yeah, we had a little bit of an engine problem. It started vibrating and shaking, especially when I would start it up and shut it off. You'd kind of feel it settle. Unfortunately for the guys, they had to go through a lot of work today and change the engine to get it ready to go with this M&M's pretzel car. But car was a little bit tight balance-wise, so maybe with the way that the suns came out and made this track a little slick, we'd be all right.
Now, you sat on the pole last week at Pocono, and you got that #1 pit selection. And I'm telling you, #1 pit selection at any racetrack we go to, you can't beat it. Even though you'll have to go to the rear of the field, there's still a lot in this qualifying run.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like you said, this is about the only thing we're qualifying for is that pit selection. So hopefully we can get a good, solid qualifying effort here where we can at least get a top 10 pick. I don't know that we need anything better than that, but I think that having a good car here Sunday will pay more than where you qualify today.
All right, good luck, buddy. Marty Snyder, I would not bet against this man not qualifying in the top 10.
Hard to bet against Kyle Busch anywhere. Jeff Burton, extremely happy with that run. You never made a qualifying practice run today, so how worried were you before you started your lap?
I mean, I just didn't know what to expect, but, I knew my guys would give me a good car. Every time we go to qualify and drill them and practice, it seems like it comes in right off the bat. So I was pretty confident we could go good, and I was actually thinking going right after the jet dryers was a good thing. A lot of people get nervous about that, but I never once after rain didn't go faster. So I felt good about going early, and if the sun comes out like it's doing right now, we'll be in good shape.
Yeah, let me tell you, these guys who drew an early number, Steve, they're all looking up, praying for a little more sun.
All right, thank you, Marty. Kevin Conway, first time at Michigan in any type of a race vehicle.
He is definitely a rookie. And I think he's done a really nice job this year in this car. He's put in a lot of laps, haven't done anything spectacular. And you know why I say he's done a good job? Because I don't think we ever talk about him during a race. And as a rookie, that's kind of where you want to be.
Like an umpire, you don't want anybody to notice you.
That's right. I'm out here doing my thing.
Yep.
Now, obviously, a sponsor would like for us to notice him every once in a while.
No comment.
Well, it's a sponsor.
I'm just saying.
But any sponsor.
Oh, not just that sponsor.
Just any sponsor.
You come back 1 week and already you're trying to get all of us kind of in trouble.
Kevin Conway is a buddy of mine.
I know. And while we're kind of like talking about that, he did pick up quite a bit there when going fast. He picked up 1.5 seconds.
Yeah.
From practice. So, yeah, he's come a long way in a short period of time here.
Bobby Labonte, the 7th driver to qualify. We go back to Marty.
And Denny Hamlin just breaking up a meeting with his engineer, Mike Wheeler, and his crew chief, Mike Ford. A lot of head shaking going on over here. What's going on with your race car?
We're super tight and trying to get the balance on it. I mean, the speed's not going to be terrible, but it's not going to be top 10, I don't believe. So we got to work on it a little bit. But I mean, I know we got a fast enough car that whether we get practice tomorrow or not, we should be fine on Sunday.
I was going to ask, how was it in race trim today? Was it as good as same issues or what?
Yeah, it wasn't bad. We were fault for a little speed, but you got to realize we went out there 15 minutes after everyone else did. So our speed was going to be lower when the track's green at its fastest. So we weren't too disappointed on our speed on race trim.
Thanks, Denny. Steve?
Thank you, Marty. Bobby Labonte, 6th of 7 drivers to qualify. It was 2-mile super speedway.
That must be something Virginia. That's what Tommy Ellis used to say.
Yeah. Google Clusters Buick.
Super tight.
Super. We'll be right back to Michigan.
Saturday, bragging rights are on the line in the Motor City because whether you are for Ford, Chevy, Dodge, or Toyota, only one can claim victory. Don't miss the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series live from Michigan, Saturday at 1:30 Eastern, only on Speed.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Does Charlie Daniels play a mean fiddle?
How you do it, son?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Mom, what's wrong?
Oh, Eddie, we've got to come up with some money or we'll lose the ranch.
But Mom, don't you get structured settlement payments every month?
I do, son, but the amount I get just isn't enough. We need a lump sum of cash to pay it off.
We need cash now, girl. Go get help.
If you get structured settlement or annuity payments and need cash now, all you have to do is call J.G. Wentworth. We'll pay you a lump sum of cash for your long-term payments. We've helped thousands. We'll help you too. Get cash for your settlement or annuity payments. Call J.G. Wentworth.
What is it, girl?
Mom, she's back. Gonna get the money now.
It's your money. Use it when you need it.
Call 866-593-0612.
The NASCAR experience live. Everything else is just a game.
Jeff Gordon in his Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports on the racetrack. Two-time winner here. Five-time pole sitter.
Finished second in both races in 2009. So, you know, between the wins and his second place finishes, I mean, Jeff's got to be feeling pretty confident coming back here.
Turn 3's been his Achilles heel. I've been listening to him all through practice. He's always said to Steve Letarte, if we could ever get it through turns 3, we'd be fast.
38.02 for Jeff Gordon, third quick. Just to give you an idea of how fast that is, 189.359 miles per hour. Larry?
All right, I'm chasing the 2010 Prelude to the Dream feature winner, Jimmy Johnson. How about the dirt race the other night, man? You put it on him. You didn't lead the last lap. You led every lap.
Yeah, a good qualifying effort really helped me, and I think that hurt me in years past. I would show up and maybe had some bad habits from a test session or just not enough experience and not run well in qualifying. And I put in a good lap and started, you know, on the pole because of the inversion, the way it worked out. And then ran 30 laps, which really turned into about 75 with all the cautions that we had and couldn't get the race started as hard as I could and held those guys off. Man, it was a lot of fun. And came here and we've had a fast race car here too.
I was going to say, speaking of qualifying, when you unloaded, you were actually in race trim and you still went to the top of the practice sheet.
Yeah, we've seen that happen with other guys and I've always wondered, well, how'd they do that? And we did it today. I mean, there's so much grip that first, 5 minutes being on the racetrack that we laid down a good one. And right now things are kind of going the other way for us with the sun coming out. But I think we've got a good car and we've still got a shot at it.
All right, well, guys, just remember this 48 car is still looking for their first pole here in 2010.
Larry Mack, Chevrolet's leading the way. McMurray, Burton, and Jeff Gordon, 1, 2, 3.
All the way through the corner.
What I heard, free?
Free. Mm-hmm.
Most everybody's been saying they've been tight through there, so he's one of the first guys I heard him say the car's free. But the sun's coming out.
Look up. That's what the guys keep worrying about. Had these cars pretty well loosened up for the conditions, but the conditions are changing.
Darrell, you talked about turn 3 being the Achilles heel for Gordon. I'm curious, this place looks symmetrical. How is it to drive?
Oh, it's not. I mean, turns 1, you sweep down into turn 1. You kind of take a late 8 entry down there, go down to the bottom, and then that back straightaway is pretty short. And when you get into turn 3, believe it or not, over there's a gate over there. And just before the white line on the back straightaway back here, and there's a bump. And that really upsets the car a little bit getting into 3. And the turn 3 is tight. You almost got to throw it in there, like on a short track almost, to really get it around the corner the way you want to. And it's got to be pretty snug to do that.
Marty Snyder.
And hanging with Jeff Gordon has just climbed from the number 24 car. And you said just too loose on the up, huh?
I don't know what we got going on when we go to qualify. I mean, I pushed the entire time today to practice. I mean, I know the sun's come out, track temp's gone up a little bit, but I'm pretty disappointed in that time. Just felt like we've been so awesome all day today, and all we needed to do was make a few adjustments, and I felt like we were going to be right, but I did not expect the track to do what it did. So kind of caught me by surprise coming to the green. I adjusted for it on the lap and still made a decent lap, but we'll just see what the track conditions do for the rest of the guys.
Right now, Jeff Gordon with an extremely loose race car, still third on the chart, Steve.
Thank you, Marty. Hey, Larry Mack, AJ's coming to the start-finish line. You know what they say about AJ Allmendinger?
He is a humdinger.
Attaboy.
And Steve, I'm here with Casey Mears. All right, Casey, you're in the car that has sat on the last 3 poles here, won the race the last time we were here, and you know what? Casey Mears runs pretty good here at Michigan.
This has been a good track for me. I've always enjoyed it. But they definitely, Brian just runs so well around this place, and obviously what they've worked on the last few years has worked well here. We've worked real hard at trying to find out what it is that I need as compared to what Brian is used to having. And we've made some changes this week. I feel like we're going in the right direction for sure. We weren't quite where we wanted to be in qualifying, a little bit too free, but we made some adjustments, and we'll see how it goes here today.
Second week with that familiar voice in your ear, Jimmy Elledge, that you had a lot of success over there at Ganassi Racing for 2 or 3 years.
It's nice. Ryan's a great guy, and he's been around a long time, has a lot of experience, but kind of shortcutting that, get to know each other stage. Jimmy and I have worked together for a long time, and it feels like we're right back to where we were. So it's right at just the heart of the matter, which is working on the car and not trying to figure each other out, which has been good. And everybody at Rebel Race has been working real hard at trying to make that happen as soon as possible. So it's been fun. I'm looking forward to seeing what we have today. The track is getting hotter, which is it's not a good sign, but we're looking forward to going out and see what we have.
And one thing I definitely will vouch for, it's getting hotter. I agree with Marty Snyder. I believe I'm a little overdressed for pit road.
Larry, you're going to need fresh makeup for trackside, which Casey Mears will join us for.
And a fresh shirt.
And fresh hairspray.
Y'all going to kill poor Larry down there. He volunteered for that, right?
I think so.
I thought you were supposed to be down there.
Well, I took him. I know he volunteered.
Old Kurt Busch, he's making a run for the pole guys off the turn 4.
He's got a shot at it.
Yes,
he got
sir.
It.
He does.
He got it.
I had a
37.89.
on my handheld button.
189.984 miles an hour.
Average lap, like you say, 189, but you see down in both corners, 205 in 1 and 2 and 204 into turn 3.
Whew. Crew chief had a 37.75, by the way.
I like his time. Too bad it's not official.
Hey, there he goes, catapult.
He's heading to the nationwide race. We're going to head to break. Stay with us.
12 summers of boat hauling, 63 miles of commuting daily. For any extreme from the road to the racetrack, nothing beats Mobil 1. The choice of over half of all NASCAR teams. So put some NASCAR in your car. Mobil 1.
If your bike crashes, so do you. That's why you need to call now for Allstate Motorcycle Insurance. For the price of insuring your bike, it can also protect you for as low as $100 a year. Call now, 1-877-361-BIKE for a fast free quote. And what if you have a passenger on your bike? Don't worry. With Allstate Motorcycle Insurance, they're covered too. All for as low as $100 a year. No one protects a rider better than Allstate. Call now, 1-877-361-BIKE.
This is my worst nightmare. What's the manual say? The free HD switch is under a panel. Would you look at this thing? It's nothing but panels. There's that one that says free HD switch. Let's start there. Yeah, all right. Watch this. Can't do it. Look at this guy. He's got an Allen wrench. Let me ask you this. Do you have any tools? Yeah. Should have brought tools.
Who's serving up a big breakfast this weekend?
On an endless buffet, a juicy steak.
Don't flip out. Only Golden Corral would include steak for breakfast. It's on our endless weekend breakfast buffet, all for a great low price. Only at Golden Corral.
We just bought our first home.
But it has some stains on the walls.
That's why we choose Kills Primer.
Painting my new fence. Need to block the wood grain from showing through. I choose Kills Primer.
For covering bold colors, I choose Kills.
I never ask a paint to do a primer's job. Priming first gives me better results with fewer top coats. I choose Kills Primer.
Homeowners and pros know that a little prep goes a long way, especially when you're using the #1 primer in the U.S. Kills. It's the perfect start to a great finish.
Tonight, NASCAR marches into Michigan, where everyone is revved up. Casey Mears, Sam Hornish Jr., and Ricky Carmichael stop by the Ultimate Friday Night House Party. Don't miss NASCAR Trackside tonight at 8 Eastern, only on Speed.
Did you hear what Daryl and Ricky are going to do together?
No.
Daryl's going to ride a motorcycle and jump a jump.
It's not every day you have a goat on the show.
No, but you got to explain what that means, right?
Greatest of all time.
Greatest of all times.
15 championships for Ricky Carmichael.
You were looking at me with that look like you were calling me a goat. And I just want to explain, if you were, I'm okay with it. based on that.
Yeah, on that explanation,
yes,
I would be too.
Greatest of all time.
My girls call me a goat head every now and then.
And they don't mean it so nicely, do they?
No, it's not a compliment.
No. Kyle Busch about mid-pack, 7th overall at a 38.24, comes in here second in points.
Got to remember now, he didn't get a lot of practice laps on the racetrack, and so far, everybody's been basically one and done, but now it looks like...
Just for qualified trial, your P7.
Well, they're getting ready to try a little something different here with the 18 car.
Pretty obviously took some notes from his teammate, because he's just behind Logano at a 38.23 and a 38.24, so looks like they match setups pretty good. Doubt that this will be any better. It'll be a surprise.
Nope.
Slowed down about a 10th and a half. So his older brother, Kurt Busch, at a 37.89. He's the guy to beat right now. Larry?
All right, I don't know about a goat, but if Daryl don't quit picking on me, I'll talk about a jackass or something. I don't know. I'm here with Sam Hornish, and Sam, I know you're getting ready to qualify here at Michigan, but what a run at Pocono last week to get up there and lead laps late in that race.
Yeah, it was definitely good. The car was good all day long. We didn't qualify as well as we'd like to, so it took us a while to get up there. Ran between 10th and 15th most of the day, but just we're never going to get up there. So we knew we had a little bit better fuel mileage than some other guys, and we pitted early. Everything played out real well, got the lead, and we just were hoping for no yellows, and then we got 3 of them along the way, and hurt us a little bit. But it was a great morale booster for all the guys on the Mobil 1 Dodge, and we'll just go into this weekend, see what we can do here.
All right, good luck qualifying, buddy. Marty?
Well, his teammate Kurt Busch now on the pole, and I think you're pretty happy just from your tone of voice on the radio there.
Yeah, I felt like today we spent a lot of time in race trim, and in our first qualifying run, I was surprised with the grip and the speed in the car. So we made one small adjustment. I waited for it to rain. If it would have rained out, we'd have been okay points-wise, but Steve and this group is really working hard. We've been hit or miss sometimes, but maybe we're starting to find a little bit of consistency.
I was going to talk to Daryl. Thanks, Kurt. Real quick, he said onto the radio to the guys, he said, this day was a great day, guys. An awesome feel in the car in qualifying. Seems like they made a lot of progress, but the confidence he has, DW, that's key, isn't it?
Oh, man. When you believe in your team and they believe in you, that's you can just take it to another level. When they support you and what you do on the racetrack and you're behind them in the garage when they're working on the car, that's how you get wins and championships.
How's that explain you two working together?
Don't ask questions you don't want to have answered.
We were somewhat known as the odd couple.
It's complicated.
It's very complicated, but at the same time, this guy right here, he's got a little confidence when it comes to here. Mark, 5 wins at this racetrack.
Larry Mack.
All right, Elliot, I want to make sure I do this right. Did I do it right?
You did very well. I'm proud of you.
All right, well,
you're working hard down here. Your sleeves are rolled up, sweat just beating.
All right, aside from what I'm doing, how about what Elliott Sadler's doing for, I think this may be one of the first times other than the All-Star race that you've got to run the new FR9 engine.
We are, and it's definitely making a difference. I really like the response of it. It runs good off the bottom of the corner. Doug Yates and those guys have been working very, very hard to get them in all the Ford vehicles this weekend because it's such a big race here in Michigan. We want to run good this weekend. We're running for $1 million this weekend, so if we win the race, Stanley's going to donate $1 million to Canadian Tire Jumpstart. It's a great program in Canada that helps kids 4 to 18 years old get started in different sports and things like that. So it's all for the kids, and I'm a big kid at heart, so a lot of pressure on us this weekend.
You mind if I just keep this Coke? I'm a little thirsty.
You look like you're working hard.
I am working hard. See you guys.
I'm so proud of you.
Chug points.
Larry, you might want to borrow his hat. I don't want you to get sunburned.
I was going to say, Larry needs to put the Coke down and get him a hat.
Martin Truex Jr., 7th overall of 14 drivers. Kurt Busch, the guy to beat.
I hate bringing Larry back up, but you remember last time he got out in the sun and went to a tennis match? And
yes.
He came to the Hall of Fame deal. Larry, be careful down there, buddy.
He needs one of them bucket hats. You know, one of them you get way down in. Got a big long bill on the front of it.
Larry looked like a tomato after that tennis match.
Well, no. I think Larry is actually a cucumber.
I think I would classify it as now a pack of jackasses up there.
Now, I was trying to be serious. I didn't want you to get sunburned. The rest of them I can't speak about.
Larry, I'm sorry, but I think I may have had some influence on these guys.
Leading you there, isn't he?
Yep.
Well, you set them up, and sometimes somebody else knocks them down.
I think Daryl's going fishing, and the problem is you and I are biting.
Yeah, we are. Matt Kenseth, the 2-time winner here. And Jeff, we've talked about it over the years. This has always been a great racetrack for the Roush Fenway drivers. And
it's not a great lap.
Not a great lap.
He went into turn 1. I don't think the car ever turned. It just took off up the racetrack with him.
But Larry, Daryl, you got to believe what we're hearing when Larry said the racetrack is getting so hot down there right now that these guys have come with a setup that they put under it when it was nice and cloudy, thinking it's going to be this way, and now all of a sudden they're going to have to hang on to it and do the best they can. And currently, he is 14th quickest.
Yep.
Wow, Kenseth is slower than all but one driver, Kevin Conway.
It's not unusual to see this car not qualify up near the front. I mean, matter of fact, some of the greatest runs and some of the wins that he's had, he's come from way deep in the field, and he's going to have to do that on Sunday now.
You know, Daryl, I'm looking at 21 starts here. Kenseth has just 2 top 10 starts. So, to your point, you're
business as
absolutely
usual
right.
then. No big deal.
Daryl's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Kurt Busch, the man to beat. Stay with us here in Michigan.
At Camping World, we've made a family vacation more affordable than ever. You don't have to own a camper to shop at Camping World. We now rent RVs. We make it easy, and more importantly, we make it affordable.
Camping World Rental Centers offer clean, well-maintained RVs featuring Sleep Number beds, convenience packages to equip your rental with all the comforts of home, one-way and round-trip rentals with pickup and drop-off locations nationwide, plus 24-hour roadside assistance. Call 877-CW-RENTS to make your reservation today.
Hey, JD, you see my drink anywhere? I'll keep looking.
Where does Carl Edwards get his power? Subway low-fat $5 footlongs like the tempting oven-roasted chicken or Black Forest ham. They fuel him up for amazing performances. Subway, eat fresh.
Found it.
My truck has enough torque to pull 70,000 people out of their seats.
My truck's got a serious mean streak. I don't know where it got that.
My truck's a 750 horsepower ego crusher.
My truck does forget to mind its manners a little bit. I apologize for that.
My truck doesn't mind getting scraped, but it loves getting drenched.
The NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. Tough trucks, tough racing.
Let's take a look at our Gillette menu here on Speed. Coming up next, the ARCA drivers are in action. The ARCA Michigan 200. Trackside, we've already had a few of our guests. Casey Mears, Sam Hornish Jr., and Ricky Carmichael will also be with us tonight on trackside. Larry Mack.
What a mess.
Go, Larry. Go,
Go, Larry.
Go, Larry.
I didn't think my button was flipped the right way, but
I've been thinking that for 10 years.
anyhow,
The flipping button ain't flipped on.
good at it. I am here with the winning car owner from the Prelude to the Dream, the man that ran second, not first, but second in the Prelude. Pretty good night, though, for Clint Boyer Racing.
Yeah, I see Jimmy. He's out there right now, as a matter of fact. Won the race, and we run second. Dirt Boys at the Dirt Shop are proud. 1-2 finish for them. I was happy for them.
All right, after finishing ninth at Pocono last week, you are now back in the top 12, but we still got a long way to that chase, Clint.
Oh, absolutely. But, you know, getting back in the top 12 is the first item up the bid. And, you know, we still, after that elusive win, we haven't won for Cheerios and Hamburger Helper, and we got to get that done. We got a brand new racer here this weekend. Been working hard and getting closer. Had a good run last week at Pocono, and I'm excited.
You mind if I keep that Coke? I'm a little thirsty.
At the end of the interview, you're supposed to give you another.
Okay.
Hey, you know what, Boyer?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
A lot better.
You know what Boyer said? He said, I know Johnson was definitely cheating.
Pretty bad when your car owner says something like that.
Throwing him on the bus.
Yeah.
And Larry Mack, are you trying to get a deal or something down there today?
He's getting
working.
chug points.
I'm telling you.
I'm always looking for a deal, Hammond.
Yeah.
I am a deal.
Just keep that switch flipped, will you?
Yeah, in the right position, that is. Speaking of chug points, intern Barry Landis just delivering a Diet Coke.
Intern. Man, this is a tough crowd today.
It is a tough crowd.
Whoa.
That's okay, Daryl. When I want something to drink, I'm sure you got me a Mountain Dew somewhere.
I'll get you jacked up, buddy.
He's all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
And you can't beat that.
Marcus Ambrose struggling through a tough year, just 30th in points.
Marcus had no fun at the dirt race Wednesday night.
Ambrose 12th overall of 17 drivers. Coming up next, Tony Stewart, Sam Hornish, and Paul Menard.
Jimmy here.
Larry Mack, is your button in the right position?
No, it's not. Now we hear you talking, and you're not supposed to be talking.
I'm everywhere down here. Guys, I'm with Ryan Newman. Ryan, you were 20th quickest in practice. Looks like you guys maybe made a little bit of a mock qualifying run there near the end.
We did. It started raining on my qualifying lap. My qualifying lap through 1 and 2 there, and I backed off a little bit. But I don't really know exactly what we had. We made some changes to the race car, just trying to get a little bit more speed out of it. But I think the track's going to be back to where it was. I was kind of happy we had a late draw, but now I'm not so happy.
Were you making fun of my big forehead a while ago?
No, you're talking about Lindsey being blind. I said, well, I really can't tell what you are.
All right, real quick.
Did it again, or what happened?
Look, work with you don't have to work with me, just don't work against me. Big weekend for Army.
It is. It's their birthday this weekend. Was it 235?
225, I think.
Sure.
You want me to do this interview?
I don't know. I know it's the birthday of the Army, so we're proud to represent the U.S. Army and all the soldiers out there, and we'll do our best today for giving them one heck of a lap.
All right, good luck this weekend, buddy.
Thank you.
Hey, Larry.
Hey.
What you don't know is DW was just using the telestrator.
Y'all are just wrong.
Yeah. We just wanted to show how hard you're working.
Yeah. Tony Stewart, 10th overall, 38.25. Let's go back to Marty.
Steve, all I know is that Larry Mack has absolutely lost control of his end of pit road. And this end of pit road is very calm and quiet. I'm hanging out with Jimmy Johnson. Great qualifying effort. And were you a little bit worried about it? Because you guys spent a lot of time in race trim today, and that's not normally what you do.
Yeah, with the weather coming in, we felt like we needed to make a race trim run or two, and we did, and we're very fast then. Great lap there. I'm not really sure how it could have gone much faster, so very, very impressed. And I'm also happy to hear that Larry is out of control at the other end of pit road. He's so buttoned up and organized. I'm glad that he's finally unorganized.
We need sunscreen, we need a hat, and a lot of things down there, I think.
I think we can tune down his accent just a little bit. He makes up some words and says some really weird things from time to time.
Is there a button for that? I don't think there's a button for that on this.
Nope, I don't think there is either, but we like picking on him. Everybody loves him in the garage area because he's a lot of fun and great guy, and I love this race car too, man. This thing, this Los Impala, was awesome today. I'm very, very excited for this race. We've had the last two get away from us on fuel, and I hope this isn't a fuel mileage race because I know we can handle well and race for it.
He's had the fastest car here about 5 times in a row, but has not been able to win one of those. Steve, that is all from the calm end of pit road.
Very nice. We needed a little break.
Yeah, well, you know what? I was just going to say about Jimmy and Chad. I know what I'd be working on. I wouldn't be all worried about how it's handling. I'd be more worried about how much gas. Well, this car's bottoming out. I was going to point out to you, he's going down the back straight. We got sparks flying out from the left side of it over there. It's bottoming out real hard on for Sam. You see the left front just dragging the ground. He's riding down on the splitter.
He just about lost it over in turn 3 and 4, though, when she bottomed out over there, Darrell. He ran up the racetrack a couple times, kept control of it, winds up 11th quickest, but definitely would have been a lot faster if he could have kept it up off the racetrack.
That's what I always told Hammond. He said, I said, I'm going to work on the seat. You go work on the gas tank.
And he did.
He worked a few times in our career.
19 drivers have clocked in. Kurt Busch is still the quickest. And Larry Mack is still sweating. Lots of notes.
If you build it, they will come. New Hampshire Motor Speedway, celebrating 20 years of motorsports magic. It's not just a ticket, it's an event, a license for adrenaline. It's the biggest sporting and entertainment experience in all of New England. NASCAR returns to New Hampshire Motor Speedway with the Lennox Industrial Tools 301 and the Sylvania 300. Tickets start at only $39. Call now and get an interest-free payment plan. Celebrate the magic. Live free and race at New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
The Coastal Town. Well, hello. It's your TV. I unplugged your cable so I can show you something genius. DirecTV. With DirecTV, now you only need one DVR for the whole house. Record a movie in the living room. Watch it in the bedroom, pause it, and pick it up in the bathroom because you can. I know what you're thinking. Dreams really do come true, and cable can't do that. So give them a call and hook me up. DirecTV, it'll change your life.
NASCAR on TNT is back this summer. 6 explosive races fueled by intense competition. The Summer Series on
NASCAR on TNT is brought to you by Mercury Insurance. Low rates, supercharged service, and protection from the unexpected. You get it all with Mercury. Get a fast free quote at mercuryinsurance.com.
Looking for a robust destination for all things politics? From national stories to issues in your own backyard. Look to My Government, available on demand. My Government is a new destination where information on issues, interests, facts, and local candidates can be found. So whether you're a political pundit, a connoisseur of all things politics, or simply an interested community member, My Government is the place for you.
Visit My Government on Demand to learn more about Measure J's ironclad taxpayer protections for Santa Clara.
Sprint brings you an inside look at what is happening now inside the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. For more NASCAR stats, in-car audio, and live race radio, check out NASCAR Sprint Cup Mobile at sprint.com/speed. Paul Menard next out on this 2-mile super speedway, and he is 14th overall. So we've got a Dodge the quickest, Kurt Busch, and then it's 4 Chevrolets, Jamie McMurray, Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Burton, and Jeff Gordon.
Menard, he ran almost an identical time of what he had practiced at. So I guess maybe this racetrack is going through that transition period right now. Maybe when it gets a little bit later on, and the guys go out last toward the latter part of the thing, may get a benefit of some cooler temperature. But right now, this racetrack's hot.
Yeah, well, that tells you, though, that he slowed down because you do everything in the car to qualify, and you only do what you did in practice. That's pretty much a good indication the track's a little slower than it was. Not surprising.
22 Michigan starts for Elliott Sadler. Best finish of 5th back in 2004.
I'm not surprised to hear Elliott say he can definitely feel the difference in this FR9 engine, because we've already been hearing some numbers of, that it's about 20 to 25 horsepower better. It should make his car handle better. So it'll be interesting to see how these Fords, perform this weekend, because I've got to believe that this is being Ford's backyard, Roush Fenway's backyard, and you remember how it used to be at Wilkesboro, Darrell, with Junior Johnson. Anytime you go to the home racetrack, you came loaded for bear.
One of the things I think that some of these the Roush guys have been struggling with is backwards and forth. The old engine to the new engine. They're so different. They plumb up different.
They're lighter,
they
aren't they?
mount different in the car. The motor mounts and all are different. I think it's even messed with some of the chassis suspension parts of the car. So once they get settled in on the one engine, I think they'll be a lot better off. I think they'll run better.
Elliott had a whale of a lap going, guys, until he got over turn 3 and 4. Yep. Gave back a little bit, still winds up qualifying 7th. And you're exactly right, Darrell. One thing they had to do to these cars this year to accommodate both the old engine and new engine, they had to modify their snouts to be able to do that, go back and forth, and I think that's affected them.
I do too. I think once they get this engine in the car, that's the one they're going to work with. I remember Roger Penske when Dodge came with their new engine, and some other teams at the time were running the old engine. They weren't sure about the new engine. Roger put that engine in his car, and they developed it, they refined it, and it paid off. And that's what these guys need to be able to do.
Good run by Elliott Sadler, the fastest of 5 Ford drivers to qualify. Sadler 7th overall is Casey Kane in a Ford as well.
Neither Elliott or Casey were that fast in practice. Elliott was 20th fastest and Casey Kane was 37th fastest. So you got to believe that Kenny Francis and Casey decided to work on race setup to get this number 9 ready to go come Sunday.
Yeah, this car usually, they usually got a pretty good qualifying package. Most every week this car gets somewhere up in the top 5.
Right now, coming down the back straightaway, he's running quick enough to be 2nd fastest. Give back just a little bit into the straightaway.
It's another one of those combinations. I think it really works well. Casey Kane and Kenny Francis, they communicate well. They believe in each other. They're a good little team. Good lap.
4th overall, so Kane now the quickest Ford.
Boy, hear that air? You hear how much air those cars are pushing when they cut them clean like that? It's like a hurricane going by.
Coming up, David Reagan, Greg Biffle, and Clint Boyer.
Sunday, Darrell Waltrip makes his race day debut to break down the fallout from Pocono.
It's probably not his fault, his wife wears a fire suit in the family.
NASCAR race day built by the Home Depot, live from Michigan Sunday at 10 Eastern.
Only on Speed.
£600 of salmon breath. You in? 5th generation 4Runner.
sucker punched by a big fish. You in? 5th generation 4Runner.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 57th President of the United States.
AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. Get your grad or dad the exclusive Samsung Strive for just $19.99, only from AT&T.
12 summers of boat hauling, 63 miles of commuting daily. For any extreme from the road to the racetrack, nothing beats Mobil 1. The choice of over half of all NASCAR teams. So put some NASCAR in your car. Mobil 1.
Juicy Johnsonville sausage, made with only premium cuts of pork since 1945. Johnsonville, sausage is all we do.
Take a look at the temperatures. 75 degrees. The track temperature has gone up.
Wow.
But right here, that's the ones you got to worry about. 94 to 111 degrees. That's where you lose that grip at, my friend. No matter how good them tires are, you can't get a hold of that hot racetrack.
No, and here's a guy that was pretty darn good in practice, too, and second quick there at one time. See how this heated up racetrack affects this little race car.
While we watch David Reagan, we'll go back to Larry McReynolds.
Yeah, I'm here with Regan Smith. Regan, you guys stayed at the top of the practice charts almost that entire practice. When it was all said and done, you were up there in the 7th position. Pretty good here today.
Yeah, it was. You know, it's a lot different conditions than what we got to deal with right now. So we'll see what we got for a lap here. But I was real happy with the car. Even in race trim earlier today, it was really good. And all the guys in the Furniture Row Chevy have been doing a really good job. And this is a brand new race car, so it's you know, it's a testament to how hard the guys are working back home in the shop, and that's in Colorado, not North Carolina like most of them. But excited. We'll see what we got here in a little bit.
Speaking of working, in your young racing career, have you ever seen anybody work this hard on pit road as I've been doing today?
You've been up and down, Larry. You've been pretty busy. We've been checking you out on TV there, and it's been impressive.
And Steve and Jeff, just for the record, the wind you feel is not a car coming by. You know what I mean?
Hey, Larry, they're bringing you another battery for your pack because you just about run that one down.
David Reagan, 11th overall. His teammate Greg Biffle next out.
I think that was a subtle jab at me. I'm not sure.
You think?
So. Pretty sure.
You think?
I don't think it was that subtle.
Not when he calls mine and Steve's name and leaves yours out.
Yeah, that was pretty obvious.
Yeah. Make no mistake about it.
I think he's doing a really good job down there. He can just stay down there.
Biffle won back-to-back races here, 2004, 2005.
Boy, he lost.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You could hear him. He was back on the throttle, and the car must have just either gotten real loose or pushed up the hill because he had to get out of the gas to get the car to turn down.
Yeah, he couldn't even pedal the throttle at all. Now he's back wide open right through the 3 and 4, and that's what he couldn't do off of turn 2 a minute ago.
It looks tight, Jeff, because he's got his...
It'll be a little too tight.
Yeah.
Good call there, driver.
Looks tight.
13th overall for Biffle at 38.24, 188.245 miles per hour. Following Greg Biffle, we're going to have Clint Boyer, David Rudiman, Ryan Newman, and David Gilliland. Just a reminder, 46 teams here for 43 spots.
You know, I was just doing a little bit of cruising through the top 12 to try to figure out how these guys fare at this racetrack. And to me, I thought it was kind of interesting that 50%, 6 of them have got wins here, and the other 50% don't have a win here. And the one that kind of like popped out, I think we've already talked about it, was Jimmy Johnson. As good as he runs everywhere else, he's never had a win here at this racetrack.
Led 279 laps here a year ago and ran out of gas in both races.
That is
279 laps.
There's an old saying about that, you know. First,
fool me once.
That's right.
Yeah.
They got to go down and talk to Chad and give him a little advice.
I think you ought to show him how to put that air hose in that filler neck back there.
Work on the gas tank.
France come up to me, Bill France Jr. came up to me and said, I'd like to know one thing. How do you go so far on a tank of fuel? I said, I got more than anybody else.
Yeah, that's when you about got us all in trouble.
Well,
it was funny at the time.
He thought it was funny.
Yeah, until he went over and told his inspectors to go tear our fuel cell apart.
Then he wanted to know why your gas was blue that one time.
I didn't have anything to do with that.
That was the M&Ms we were putting in the fuel cell.
Bad gas.
Clint Boyer, 20th. It's a disappointing lap for him, 20th of 25 drivers. Well, Monday night, get your NASCAR fix with NASCAR Race Hub. Get the latest NASCAR news and information and hear straight from the drivers and crew chiefs when they stop by the garage to hang out and talk racing. NASCAR Race Hub, presented by Hooters, 7:30 Eastern on Speed. Tuesday night, NASCAR President Mike Helton in the garage.
The most anticipated car collector auctions on television. Come to Orange County. Hundreds of cars auctioned off live. Barrett Jackson, Orange County, live, starting June 25th, 5 Eastern, only on Speed.
If you live for performance, upgrade to Castrol Edge Advanced Synthetic Oil. With 8 times better wear protection than Mobil 1, Castrol Edge, it's more than just oil, it's liquid engineering.
At Gander Mountain, we know the love of the outdoors is handed down from generation to generation, just like the place you get your gear. Find the best gifts for Father's Day at Gander Mountain, with the latest in outdoor gear from brands like the North Face, Shimano, and Remington. So get Dad what he really wants, or let him pick it out himself. Shop the store, our catalog, or online with free shipping every day. Gander Mountain, we live outdoors.
I know you love this car. A lot of memories. I'm glad you're all right.
At The Hartford, we hear from our AARP auto insurance customers all the time. But not just about savings and benefits for drivers 50 and over. Usually, they just want to thank us for making a difficult time a little less difficult.
It's perfect. Where'd you find it? I was just driving up here. There's
The AARP auto insurance program from The Hartford.
Kurt Busch still the man to beat here at qualifying. The Michigan International Speedway. Next up, the 00 driven by David Rudiman.
Pretty good in practice. He's got a shot here.
Yes, he does.
Well, let's see whose coat that Larry Mack has stolen now.
Well, actually, I'm standing with a man that made his first career start in Sprint Cup Series here back in August 2004. 19th in practice. Where do we think we're at with this 99 car?
You know, I'm not sure. I've been watching the cars here, and I think we have the potential to be pretty fast. You know, we made really one good run at qualifying, and Bob's made some changes, and got all the Ford guys sitting over here. We had a really good day at Ford yesterday and learned a lot about their new products, and they reminded us how important it is to run well here. So hopefully we can get this Aflac Fusion up front, and it'd be good to start out here in qualifying.
Now, the other night at Eldora, the minute they decided to do away with the cone, Carl Edwards took full advantage of that.
Had to get what I could, and charity event, I know they're not going to throw you out, so I was going for it. I saw that cone on the big screen, like they were fumbling with it. I thought, I bet that thing's not there, so kind of took advantage of Schrader a little bit, but he'd have done the same to me. We had a good time, and it was a cool event, finished third, and man, to see how pumped Jimmy was afterwards, that's how much that race means to everybody. It's so cool to win.
All right, well, good luck qualifying and good luck here on Sunday.
Thank you.
And for you folks that didn't happen to see the show or don't understand how to do it on dirt tracks, they put a cone out next to the start-finish line, and you got to cross the start-finish line inside that cone when you cross the start-finish line. Then they'll pull it off once the race starts. But you got to be single file. That's what they're trying to do. Well, they kept running over it. And finally, they just said, the heck with it. The cone guy was the star of our show.
I liked your explanation. I watched part of the pre-race special on Speed when you made the comparison to Lightning McQueen. You got to turn right to turn left.
That's right. It didn't make sense. It didn't make sense to Lightning. And there's a bunch of guys out there Wednesday night it didn't make sense to.
Guys might want to take a quick look right here. Rocket Man may be on a run here if he can get through 3 and 4.
Jeff, also want to make note, David Rudiman, 8th overall. Good qualifying effort. He's right behind another Toyota driver, Denny Hamlin.
Turn 4 must be slick, Darrell.
Yeah, looks like it lost a lot of time right there. He was on a pretty good run until he got to the middle of 3 and 4.
It's time good enough for 8th. 38.08.
Again, I think it looked like a car maybe a little snug, pushed the front tires a little too much, bogged it down, took some speed out of it.
Just a little bit slowed down, middle of 3 and 4, but good changes. I really thought it was going to be tighter than that. Maybe so much changed, but it's, I might have barely underdrove 1 and 2.
He thought it was going to be real tight based on the changes they made, is what I'm hearing him say. And I think he was a little shocked that it wasn't tighter than it was. So kind of borderline sound like.
So Ryan Newman 8th overall in his Chevrolet. David Gilliland, one of the front row teams.
David was 45th quickest in practice at a 39.86. So it'll be interesting to see how much he picks up here, because David's usually a pretty good qualifier.
And David will be followed by Casey Mears, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and Brad Keselowski.
You can tell these tires have a lot of grip in them, particularly when they're brand new, because the cars move around a little if they're not, you know, if they're a little loose or a little tight or whatever, but they're not out of control. I've seen cars here run so fast down the corner that you just about wreck them, and everybody looks like they got pretty good handle on their cars. Maybe a little off one way or another, but not terrible.
Gilliland's going to be disappointed. Just 26th of 28 drivers who have qualified here at Michigan. We'll take a break. When we come back, Kurt Busch is still the guy to beat at a 37.89. Stay with us here on Speed.
I'm Mark Morgan, and you're watching Speed.
It's a showdown at Fenway as the Phillies battle the Red Sox. Fox Saturday Baseball presented by Chevrolet. This week, 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific.
You know what 2:30 in the afternoon feels like, right? Sleepy? Groggy? Dying for a nap? What do? Run for the coffee? Grab a soda? But how long does that last before you're back for more? Try this instead. Take 1 5-hour energy, then see what the rest of your day feels like. Sure won't feel like 2:30 anymore. Or 3:30. Or 4:30. 5-hour energy. Hours of energy now, no 2:30 feeling later.
Has your computer been slowing down? Are you having problems with email? Or when you go onto the internet, is it taking so long to load that it seems like the worldwide wait? I'm Luke Ford, CEO of My Computer Works. We help people just like you. With one easy call, our friendly and knowledgeable US-based technicians will connect directly to your computer and fix the problem for you. No more slow computer, no more frustrations. Call the number on your screen to get help right now. My Computer Works. Does yours?
Chefs are out of the kitchen and back on the road. This spring, the Top Chef Tour is coming to a town near you. You'll have one-on-one time with the chefs, see their expertise up close, and finally, you'll be tasting their dishes. Wow. To find out when and where the Top Chef Tour will be in your area, go to BravoTV.com/the tour.
Bravo, just one of the many tasty choices on Xfinity TV. For your complete channel menu, go to Xfinity.com.
Cover the soul of NASCAR at over 50 NASCAR home tracks across North America. Visit NASCARHometracks.com to find a track near you.
A little while ago, our erstwhile pit reporter, Larry McReynolds, talked about Joey Logano trying to win 3 in a row at Kentucky in the Nationwide Series. Well, that car, the 83 car, has been on the pole for the last 3 Michigan races. Of course, Brian Vickers was in the car for those events, and he's now trying to recover from blood clots, so Casey Mears is aboard.
Steve, you watch it, he was really playing with the throttle right through the middle of turn 2 and off of turn 2. He gave up a lot of speed down this back straightaway. And again, we haven't mentioned it, but this racetrack's a momentum racetrack, and you've got to get momentum coming to the green, and you've got to carry it off these corners if you want to be fast here at Michigan.
Yeah, that car, it just doesn't look like it looks all laid over on the right side, almost like it's soft springs or something.
Yeah, not a good lap for Casey Mears, that 83 car, just 26th overall of 29 drivers.
He's one of the first guys so far that I've seen has slowed down compared to what he had practiced at earlier today.
Yeah. Car just didn't have a good attitude about it.
Speaking of attitudes, here's Larry McReynolds.
Well, I'm here with Landon Castle, who is attempting to make his very first Sprint Cup Series start. And Landon, no matter how many races you run, you can never replace the first one if you can step this thing up and get it in on qualifying.
Yeah, that's the goal today. I just really excited to be here. Really thankful of James Finch and Phoenix Racing for giving me the opportunity. We got a great Hendrick engine under the hood. And, in practice, I was happy with how we unloaded, and we were pretty fast, but we just didn't get faster as practice went on. So we made some adjustments, and we know what we got to do. We were a little loose off, and I wasn't able to commit to the gas. So we know what we got to do. I just got to go man up and do it. So this is a good place to qualify.
Now, we know you're still pretty much under the Hendrick Motorsports banner. What seems to be in the future for Landon Castle? Maybe more attempts in this 09 car?
Hopefully, if I do well enough, they'll ask me to do it again. So I've been doing a lot of testing for Hendrick Motorsports. I really appreciate them trusting me with their race cars, and that's really what has gotten me this ride. So, the testing has been big for me, and then obviously some nationwide races that I've been doing this year, and just trying to stay in the seat as much as possible, and just extremely blessed to be at a Sprint Cup Series race.
Well, guys, we certainly hope this young man can step it up and get it in the show, but this would have been one of the teams that would have been in had the reins moved in based on that win by Brad Keselowski at Talladega last year.
Larry Dale Earnhardt Jr. clocks in 24th overall in his Chevrolet, the most recent of his 18 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series wins coming here at Michigan back in 2008, a winless streak now of 71 races.
Yeah, that car, it looked like it was pushing and loose. Turn the wheel, push the nose, tail come around, kind of fighting with it through the corner, not smooth at all.
Edgy.
Very edgy. Sketchy.
Sketchy.
Yeah.
Like that better.
Yeah.
As you like to say, a lot of times it just didn't look like it was down in a racetrack at all.
Wouldn't do no kind of nothing.
We were talking about Brad Keselowski just a moment ago. His win at Talladega a year ago would have gotten the 09 car in the race if it had rained us out. But since he stepped off into this 12 car for Penske, it's made a lot of noise.
Whoa, baby. Get ready to make a lot of noise. Big boom noise.
Yeah.
Car go boom.
We all said the same thing.
Man.
That'll get your attention.
I think we need to go and tell him this is not outdoor. You don't cock him off the corner.
No, it's thing was.
He made a nice recovery right now, though, Darrell. Bad as that car got loose.
Give it all I had.
I'll say you did.
Yes, he did.
You almost gave it more than you had.
28th overall, but more importantly, that race car still in one piece. Let's take a look at what happened.
Yippee!
It got sideways 2 or 3 times.
They used to say back in the day, that's a wreck looking for a place to happen right there.
Darrell, it looked like he drove it right to the edge, and all of a sudden, tires just said, "No more, buddy. I'm out of here."
No grip.
Coming up, Scott Speed, Carl Edwards, and Regan Smith. Kurt Busch still the man to beat.
Just bought our first home.
But it has some stains on the walls.
That's why we choose Kills Primer.
Painting my new fence. Need to block the wood grain from showing through. I choose Kills Primer.
For covering bold colors, I choose Kills.
I never ask a paint to do a primer's job. Priming first gives me better results with fewer top coats. I choose Kills Primer.
Homeowners and pros know that a little prep goes a long way, especially when you're using the #1 primer in the U.S. Kills. It's the perfect start to a great finish.
Who's serving up a big breakfast this weekend?
On an endless buffet, a juicy steak.
Don't flip out. Only Golden Corral would include steak for breakfast. It's on our endless weekend breakfast buffet, all for a great low price. Only at Golden Corral.
Hey, JD, you seen my drink anywhere? I'll keep looking.
Where does Carl Edwards get his power? Subway low-fat $5 footlongs like the tempting oven-roasted chicken or Black Forest ham. They fuel him up for amazing performances. Subway, eat fresh.
Found it.
Introducing new Pennzoil Ultra, a revolutionary synthetic oil that takes clean where it's never been before. Nothing keeps your engine closer to factory clean.
Where do I get my daily NASCAR fix? Log on to NASCAR.com. NASCAR.com. They have everything. They have highlights, interviews, preview shows, me shows. You say me shows? My show, Pound's Corner. Tons of videos. I like the articles myself. Articles?
Yeah, the articles, Track Smack, Splash and Go.
Hey, look, whatever you need. I promise you, NASCAR.com has it. NASCAR.com. 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 Check it out.
Back at Michigan, 31 drivers have qualified. Scott Speed next up in the Red Bull Toyota, Larry Mack.
Steve, nobody probably knows how miserable Friday can be as a go-or-go-homer than Michael Waltrip. Michael, you're trying to get in your 4th show of 2010. Why at Michigan?
Well, we're going to race next week in Sonoma. I've got a sponsor. Toyota Sponsify Your Car is on our Toyota Camry next week for Prism. And so I just wanted to remind myself of how miserable these days are when you've got to go make the show on time. I mean, I lived it 2 or 3 years ago, and I just needed a little bit of a refresher, I guess, to go out there and try to put this car in the show this week, get to know the guys a little bit, and be ready for next week. But I want to explain something to you. I do the truck races on Speed up there in the booth. What a cushy job. Anybody could sit up there and talk. It's the men and women on pit road that sweat, that dig to get the stories that make a broadcast. If it weren't for you guys making the sacrifices you make and doing the things you do, those guys up in the booth wouldn't even have a job. So thank you, Larry. I appreciate what you're doing.
I may be the first pit reporter in the history of NASCAR to pour Coca-Cola on myself.
It looks good to you, but don't waste a drop. That Coca-Cola is good, right to the last drop. I'm a part-time driver, so I don't have one of them people that hand me my Coke when I need it. So I'm going to do a little bit of this.
You know what they say in Alabama, don't you? That's 2 nice-uns right there.
I'm not sure what just happened.
I'm gonna be like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Who are those guys?
Who are those guys?
Well, he thought he might have a pretty good qualifying lap. We're getting ready to find out whether Carl Edwards was telling us the truth or not, boys. See what it looks like going off there in turn 1 at 205 miles an hour, right around the bottom of the racetrack. Got back that throttle right quick.
What I saw there.
He had to pedal a little bit, right up off the late exit.
By the way, while Michael Waltrip was giving Larry Mack his Emmy for pit reporting, Scott Speed, 25th overall.
You mean while they were pontificating?
Pontificating.
I'll rest my case. It's 2 nice.
Who are those guys? Tracker doesn't look good, Jeff.
No, it just kept losing grip.
She kept going south.
Sounds like the name of a country song.
She kept going south. Yeah.
Carl Edwards, 18th overall. Speaking of ARCA, thank you, Michael Waltrip, for the promo. That's coming up next here at Michigan. Rick Allen and Phil Parsons already did come up with a game plan.
Saturday, bragging rights are on the line in the Motor City because whether you are for Ford, Chevy, Dodge, or Toyota, only one can claim victory. Don't miss the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series live from Michigan, Saturday at 1:30 Eastern, only on Speed.
The Coastal Town. Well, hello. It's your TV. I unplugged your cable so I can show you something genius. DirecTV. With DirecTV, now you only need one DVR for the whole house. Record a movie in the living room. Watch it in the bedroom, pause it, and pick it up in the bathroom because you can. I know what you're thinking. Dreams really do come true, and cable can't do that. So give them a call and hook me up. DirecTV. It'll change your life.
Ooh, his dandruff's back.
I've tried everything. I'm calling a doctor.
Before you go RX, get therapeutic strength Denorex.
Can anything beat my dandruff?
My Denorex on this side. My shampoo here.
I can feel the Denorex side. It's different.
Denorex, with powerful medicine not found in the leading brand.
Denorex works deep down at the source of dandruff.
Denorex, you win.
It's cute. Nice hair.
Before you go RX, get Denorex.
Xfinity presents.
Do you believe in curses?
When the moon is full, the legend is alive. The Wolfman.
Here we go.
Unconventional and unstoppable.
That's how I do things.
John Travolta, Jonathan Rhys-Meyers.
Come on, baby.
From Paris with Love. Watch the latest movies. Find them here in your on-demand menu. Watch them anytime with Xfinity from Comcast.
The world's toughest trucks head to Michigan, where bragging rights are on the line, because whether you are for Chevy, Ford, or Toyota, only one can claim victory. Don't miss the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series live from Michigan tomorrow at 1:30 Eastern, only on Speed.
Were you talking about making a late exit into the corner and arcing it high through that corner? Whew.
I think, Jeff, these guys are in for such a big surprise here when they're going out there on this racetrack. All the practice was overcast and cloudy. The track was really cool when qualifying started, but the thing has changed so much now. These guys don't have a clue what they got when they hit the racetrack now.
And Steve, we talk about Charlotte being temperamental. We talk about Indianapolis being temperamental as far as the weather's being concerned. We don't talk enough about this racetrack, how much it can change from just a practice lap. 2 hours later, it can just have a totally different feel and a different attitude.
Larry Mack, Regan Smith, just 22nd overall.
All right, I'm here with Dave Blaney, and Dave, you and I were just talking. Had the rains moved in here and stayed, the 66 car would not have been in. At least you get a shot at getting in this thing, and Dave Blaney normally figures out how to make that happen.
Yeah, we're still out at the moment until we get in. So, yeah, car's been okay today. We didn't get to make our last little sticker run there right before the rains came, but track's kind of different. Things are kind of different, but who knows? They usually got that thing where it'll cut a lap, so we'll see what we got.
You know, Dave, we sit up there in that booth week after week and watch how you guys qualify with nothing on the quarter panels. If people would only realize if y'all could get something to race, you might could race these boys.
We do actually have nice equipment. They're year-old Waltrip cars, but they're really nice. The pro motors in them run good. We just don't have much of anything, but just a couple of guys do a really nice job. Bill Henderson and crew chief does a nice job on them. And they, like you say, they are competitive. They make nice laps, and yeah, who knows? Maybe here we'll get some breaks and race a little bit.
Well, guys, I've watched these go-homers for a long time from the booth, but I'm going to tell you, being down here on pit road, watching these drivers and the teams, I mean, it is tense.
It really is, Larry. And a lot like Michael said, unless you've lived it, unless you've been there, you just don't have a clue as to what the pressure's like. Knowing you got to put a lap down to get in the race. Looked like Juan Pablo here. We thought he had a good shot for the pole, but I think, again, we're just seeing the effects of the weather.
Effects of the weather. Now, he did something I thought was real unusual. He got out of it early in turn one and looked like he'd lost a ton of time, but made up so much in the exit down the back straightaway. He had a chance right there till turn three.
Juan Pablo Montoya, 10th overall. Knockout qualifying starts here at Michigan when we come back.
Well, we wanted to do something for our fans.
I want Kyle Busch in a pink car in a pink suit.
And now, they get to be our sponsors.
This has always been artistic.
And she loves those cats.
Who doesn't like kittens, bunnies, and little baby seals?
I love you.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart.
No, write that on the spoiler.
Okay.
Sponsor Fire Round 2, coming soon at ToyotaRacing.com.
12 summers of boat hauling, 63 miles of commuting daily. For any extreme from the road to the racetrack, nothing beats Mobil 1, the choice of over half of all NASCAR teams. So put some NASCAR in your car. Mobil 1.
Isn't it time for a tractor that's built to outlast you? One with a rugged cast iron chassis, plus lifting power and hydraulics that never take a day off. How about a tractor with more muscle than a Brahma bull and a 5-year powertrain warranty watching your back? Well, my friend, it's time to look at the #1 selling tractor in the world, Mahindra.
Leaving it all on the field is not the same as leaving it all on the wall.
The NASCAR Sprint Cup Series comes to Infineon Raceway in Sonoma. The Toyota Save Mart 350. Father's Day weekend, June 18th through 20th. The Toyota Save Mart 350. Part of the Big O Tires racing season. Tickets at InfinityOnRaceway.com. Think outside the O.
Cedar Rapids, Iowa, the hometown for 20-year-old Landon Castle. Trying to make his first Cup start.
Boy, a lot of rumors today going around about this team, James Finch's team.
Doing an alliance with
Hendrick. With Hendrick and maybe, who knows, Casey Kane possibly, or even maybe Mark Martin. Said Mark may even have an interest in buying this team at the end of his contract with Hendrick. So James Finch wants to get out of I think he wants to get out of the business. He's got a lot of nice equipment, I know that.
It's fast.
Good cars. I mean,
good cars.
It's a winner.
Landon Castle will be followed by David Stremme, Travis Kvapil, and Joe Nemechek. And as we said, 3 drivers will not start Sunday's race. Castle 33rd overall at a 38.69, Larry Mack.
Hardin with Max Pappas, and I don't think anybody has any more fun when they actually are told on the radio that you are in than Max Pappas. Max, you go back last week to Pocono, you stepped it up qualified 20th. How about here today?
You know, as I was telling you, I feel confident in Geico Toyota. You know, the guys have been working really hard. We have a very, very, very good group of people, very dedicated people working at it. And it's just a matter of having enough time to get to put everything together and learn about it. You know, it's the most difficult series I've ever run, and I feel confident about it. I am excited about it. I'm gonna try to get it out, you know, back on the gas as hard as I can, and you know, keep finger crossed.
Well, I tell you what, guys, when he gets in, there's nobody that has more fun than Max Pappas.
Thanks, Larry. David Stremme up next.
I don't know about that. I've been having a pretty good time with Larry down on pit road myself.
Just thinking that.
Yeah, I think that's been worked out pretty well. I don't know what you think about that 38.69. You think that's a good time to get in the show?
Well, it was a good pickup right there. He ran a 39.13, but he was also the 10th fastest as far as the go or go homers are concerned. So, I mean, he was next to last, Darrell. So, I mean, we'll get a better indicator, I think, off of this car, David Stremme, because he was pretty much, you know, pretty quick all day long.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good time myself.
Landon Castle at a 38.69. David Stremme at a 38.94. Marty.
Well, Juan Pablo Montoya for that draw. That was a pretty good run for you. Where do you feel like you left a little bit of time?
Well, I wanted to I felt it was really good. 3 and 4 out the corner was just too tight, and I hold it wide open, but I had a ton of wheel on it, so it just sucks because normally when you get a late draw here, it helps, and with that rain, anybody that run early gained like 3 or 4 times. We just ran what we ran in practice, so, and it's probably harder than practice, so it's pretty good.
All right, well, we can't fire the draw guy because he actually got you a good draw, right?
Yeah, no, we just part of what this year has been, you know. This Target car has been incredible, you know. I want to thank everybody. You know, the Chevrolet motors are running incredible every week. It's just nice to have good race cars. Just need a little bit of lady luck on our side.
And Jeff Hamm, don't you hate that when the draw guy does a good job and then the weather messes you up?
You have that every now and then, big time auto racing, but it's like you saying, you know, if this team would get just a little bit of luck going their way, they had a fast race car. It's just not been able to close the deal when it mattered the most.
I got a pair of sunglasses like that Juan had on.
Do you look as good in them as he does?
I'm going to loan them to Larry.
Are you going to loan them to Larry?
I think that's exactly what that would set him off down on pit road.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's the final piece of his outfit. Get one of those big bucket hats with the big bill and those sunglasses. See how many interviews he gets in.
He looked like a tourist. Well, Larry talked to Robbie Gordon earlier. Gordon in the top 35 in points, but
the beneficiary.
Travis Kvapil had to be bumped out because of that 150-point penalty for illegal bleeder valves that they had on the race car at Pocono.
And real quick about this, when we come back, we'll talk about it. Wasn't bleeder valves, it was bleeder caps.
Kurt Busch still the man to beat here at Michigan. Stay with us here on Speed.
If you live for performance, upgrade to Castrol Edge Advanced Synthetic Oil. With 8 times better wear protection than Mobil 1, Castrol Edge. It's more than just oil. It's liquid engineering.
Juicy Johnsonville sausage, made with only premium cuts of pork since 1945. Johnsonville, sausage is all we do.
If you're gonna eat $5, shouldn't you get your money's worth? Quizno's large deli subs are only $5, with more meat than similar $5 footlongs at Subway. More meat.
Okay, well, we got all the loan documents taken care of for your new car. All I need now is just a copy of your insurance card.
Just a moment.
What is he doing?
Getting an online insurance quote from the General.
Need auto insurance right now? Log on to thegeneral.com for a low rate, low monthly payment, and a down payment as low as $59.
You'll also get instant proof of insurance. For the best car insurance rates online, go to the General and save some time.
Need cash fast? Gold Rush pays more for your unwanted gold than anyone else in the country, and they back up that promise with their big bounty guarantee. I'm Steve Wilkos. I know a good deal when I see one. If you have gold you don't want, this is the time to sell it. Gold Rush will top any offer by 20%, and you'll have your cash the very next day. There's only one company I trust with my gold, and that's Gold Rush.
Call 800-245-9955. That's 800-245-9955.
Here's an easy way to make some cash from home. You've got all this stuff laying around the house, right? Gold jewelry, sterling silver, a broken gold watch, that diamond ring you don't wear anymore. Cash for Gold USA will send you this free packet in the mail or provide you with a free shipping label. Simply place your gold or sterling silver items in the prepaid envelope or your own box, mail it out, and they'll send you cash fast. Go online, check it out, or call them.
Call 1-800-720-0514.
Father's Day next weekend at the Speed Stage, the Infineon Raceway. Exciting promotion about that. Go to speed.com, keyword promo to find out more about the Father's Day celebration. Joe Nemechek on track, Larry Mack on pit road.
Well, guys, I'm here with Bill Elliott. 6 poles, 7 wins. The Wood Brothers, 11 wins. 18 wins total. That's some pretty solid numbers for this package you guys got here.
Yeah, but that was before today. You know, this is a whole different world today, and the way these cars are, and you know, still trying to catch up and running a limited schedule and everything you do in this sport, it's tough. It's a tough deal, and you know, Ford's been good to the Woods Brothers, and the Woods Brothers been good to me, and I'm gonna go give it my best shot.
Are you still having fun when you come each week, Bill?
Oh, I'm having a ball. I still enjoy it. I had a lot of fun the other night at Eldora, but we'll see what today brings.
Good luck, buddy. Guys, I found a hat, just for the record.
Perfect.
I'm feeling better.
Thank you, Dudley Do-Right.
Oh, me.
But how about Bill doing
Bill
that interview with a straight face?
Yeah,
never checked up.
Never looked up, never said a word.
Never checked up.
Bill finished 10th over there at Eldora the other night. Pretty good run for him. Schrader, I think, ended up 5th, so both of them had good runs.
Did that Larry working over there at Dirt Race, did it affect him a little bit? Because he's been acting strange all day down there on pit road.
I don't know what's wrong with that boy.
I'll take a look at where the go-home drivers, how they fared in practice. Getting practice cut short by about 25 minutes because of rain.
He gets out from under our wing, you know. He goes off and does something else, and he just gets that way.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it goes crazy.
Got to rein him back in. Got to retrain him. You used to tell me. You got to retrain him.
Yeah.
Well, Michael Waltrip aboard the 55 car this week, preparing for Infineon Raceway.
See if you got to retrain your brother.
See, me and Michael, we're a lot alike. We started off with nothing, and we still got most of it.
Oh. Well, Daryl, if he wants to get in this race, he's got to pick it up a little bit, my friend, because that green line that you see there on our little timer indicates where he really wants to get to. Located right here. We'll be watching that a whole lot over the next few cars.
Going the wrong way, bro.
I know it. Travis Quapple is already locked in after the Joe Nemechek car made his run.
Going to have to run too, buddy. Going to have to pick it up. I don't think he can hear me. I was always a little nervous telling him to try to pick it up.
So as Jeff said, Travis Kvapil locked in, Landon Castle, Joe Nemechek, and David Stremme have anxious moments, waiting to see if they make the show.
Car looks like it's just kind of in a four-wheel drift.
It does.
Yeah.
Just kind of sliding around the corner. Not pushing, not loose, just sliding.
And Darrell, this is not going to work.
Not any better now. It's the slowest of the slow.
And he slows down by 0.2. Larry?
Well, I'm here with a man that sat on the pole here in June of 2007, J.J. Yaley. And J.J., you are the caboose of the Go Girl Homers. We will know when you run. All of the anticipation will be over.
Yeah, it's really eating me up right now, too. You know, the Promise Village speed plant car has been really good. We were 30th quick in practice. You know, the car looked good. The car drives good. You know, we struggled with a little bit of speed getting off the corner. But the most part, I just got to go lay everything I got on the first lap because I don't think you're going to get much out of the second one.
But, J.J., ever since you started driving this 46 car, you guys have stepped it up and qualified for every single race. And that's a tall order.
Yeah, knock on wood. You know, Tony Furr, the guys have been working their butts off. I mean, there's only 5 guys at the shop, and they've given me a great race car every time we go on the racetrack. You know, if it unloads good, drives good, it makes it easy to where you just, you know, you're fine-tuned on the thing the whole day. It's when it unloads and it's a bucket that you're in trouble. So far, things have been good. We'll hopefully keep the streak alive today.
Well, good luck on this qualifying. And, guys, as you can see, this is Larry Mack's last driver to interview. I'm done. Y'all can pick on somebody else. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.
Go to the garage. Go to the garage, Larry.
Got to do the pole.
I can't hear you.
Got to do the pole.
You're breaking
winner.
up. Yeah, go get the pole winner.
I've seen this pose before. Walking off like that. What does that remind you of? We see that picture on trackside every now and then.
The chef?
Yeah, the chef. It looked exactly like the chef, didn't it?
Dave Blaney, 39th overall, and that does lock Landon Castle into the show. So,
and
congratulations to Landon.
Watching this 66 car, he had a good lap going into 1, right about the middle of 2. That car did a little dee-die-do, like we saw the 12 car David and Brad Keselowski a little earlier. And it really, I mean, just killed all the momentum down the back straightaway. So now he's trying to play too.
Yeah, you got no choice, but you got to get out of the gas and catch the car and get the car back under you before you can get back in the gas. You lose so much speed, so much momentum, it's hard to make it up.
And Dave slows down by a little over 1/10.
That's not good news for Dave either, because Todd Bodine, Johnny Sauter, Max Pappas, Bill Elliott, and J.J. Yaley, those cars are all pretty fast.
Stay with us here on Speed. We'll wrap up qualifying after this.
Todd Bodine survived a shootout to claim his record 6th victory in Texas. Saturday, we're there as the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series marches into Michigan, where whether you are for Ford, Chevy, Dodge, or Toyota, bragging rights are always on the line in the Motor City, and only one can claim victory. Don't miss the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series live from Michigan, Saturday at 1:30 Eastern, only on Speed.
Tile regrout.
Grout tool, grout float, grout sealer, grout sponge, caulk, and a drop cloth. That all you got?
Retaining wall.
Decorative block, tape measure, stakes, string.
Slag sand, hand tamper, flat pointed shovel. Booyah.
Someone's done his homework.
That's right. Got a lot of drilling to do.
Cordless drill with a 55-piece bit set, a super buy at $19.97.
Need to relax eventually.
Oversized padded quad chair, $12.49, half off. Hurry, sale ends Saturday.
See you next week.
I'll be here.
For the right tools, products, and advice, True Value. Start right. Start here.
It balances you. It fills you with energy. And it gives you what you're looking for to live a more natural life in a convenient 2-bar pack. This is Nature Valley. Delicious granola bars made with 100% natural ingredients. Nature Valley, 100% natural, 100% delicious.
There is a rhythm of the seasons, so we've developed styles of beer to accompany that.
We brew Oktoberfest, Winter Lager, Noble Pils, and right now there's Summer Ale.
Samuel Adams Summer Ale is a flavorful wheat beer. It has a very nice spice note.
It has a little lemon zest and a historic brewing spice called Grains of Paradise.
It's citrusy.
Lemon. Flavorful. Refreshing.
Wow. Sam Adams Summer Ale. It's just something about it. It's like totally reminds you of summer, you know?
What happened to your face?
Just jealous of my good looks.
Jonah Hex.
Is that all you got?
Rated PG-13.
Hey, JD. You seen my drink anywhere?
Where does Carl Edwards get his power? Subway low-fat $5 footlongs. They fuel him up for amazing performances. Subway, eat fresh.
Looking for a stock car fantasy game? Log on to speedfantasyracing.com and register now for the new Summer Series. Create your own group or play overall to win prizes. The grand cash prize has doubled for the summer to $3,000. Todd Bodine aboard the 64 car. Has 13 Michigan starts, but none since 2004 in the Cup Series.
Todd coming off a big win down in Texas in the Camping World Truck Series.
6 in a row at Texas.
That's amazing.
It is.
Got her dialed in down there.
And it wasn't an easy win either.
I said in a row. 6th win.
Yeah.
Still 6 wins. It's kind of like headed toward Darrell's wins at Bristol. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you can win at a racetrack in multiples like that, that's impressive. So is this lap right here for Todd. He's going to put himself maybe in the show. And he's going to be right there. I think it should lock him in.
Joe Nemechek is locked in. Landon Castle will make his Sprint Cup Series debut here on Sunday. And Travis Quapple also locked in.
Todd's the next one to lock in. No,
he is locked in.
That did. That's it.
You only got to beat 3.
So Johnny Sauter, Max Pappas, Bill Elliott, and J.J. Yaley will close it out.
He locked in with a 38.937 to a 38.948 on the 26 car. Thousandths of a second.
Johnny Sauter driving for Tommy Baldwin Racing this week. 2 Michigan starts here, both coming in 2007.
Now for Johnny, he was the slowest of the go-go homers at a 39.50 earlier today in practice. So we'll see what he can improve on that. Car looks like it's real nervous coming to take the green already, Darrell.
Yeah, and he's pretty high, but of course that's not unusual. Get up high like that, get a lot of momentum coming to get to green. We'll see how that works out for him. I mean, you're talking about these guys back here picking up thousandths to get in the show, not tenths, not even hundreds. You're talking thousands back here with these guys. Way out of the throttle a long time, but if he can get back in it hard enough, I don't think he was able to.
Carrying a lot of speed off down into turn 1.
I think it may have probably hurt him a little bit because he heard how long he had to stay out of it before he could pick it back up.
Looks like Kurt Busch will hang on for his 12th career pole, but right now we're going to determine who makes this show and who doesn't.
Not even close, dude.
39.45, the slowest lap posted here in qualifying.
I heard the spotter say not even close, and they got to run another one to see if they can squeeze some time out of it. He's coming back a little bit.
That actually sounded like Carl or Tommy Baldwin on the radio.
It did.
Guarantee you one thing, this cat behind the wheel, if it can do it, you got the man to get it done.
Where were you? We were at Charlotte a few years ago, and he had his right foot down on the gas pedal so hard he bent it.
That's my kind of driver right there. Push it through the firewall.
Not good enough on his second lap. Actually loses almost 4/10.
Who's that remind you of pushing through the firewall?
Earnhardt.
Short man.
Yeah, okay.
Stay with us here at Michigan. We'll be right back.
24 Hours of Le Mans.
Perhaps the last of the true road racing circuits.
One of the greatest racing events in the world.
It's just an electrifying atmosphere.
Strategy.
The battle is on at the front.
Endurance.
Gonna be a driver change.
Destiny.
Finally, after 16 years, the French Classic is theirs.
24 Hours of Le Mans. Live coverage begins Saturday, 8:30 a.m. Eastern on Speed. Extended coverage on speed.com.
Now, summer starts
Launching countermeasures
with a blast.
Trying to shoot down that drone?
No, they're trying to fly that tank.
I'm gonna pop a window.
The A-Team. Rated PG-13.
Get in shape without setting foot in a gym with Shape-Ups from Skechers.
I'm Joe Montana, and I spent 16 years playing football, and Shape-Ups have improved my strength and posture.
Get in shape. Shape-Ups from Skechers.
When I think of value, I think of Wrangler. Always have.
Wrangler Jeans Company. New looks, priced right.
You can pay more, but you won't get more.
Wrangler. Real, comfortable jeans.
Feel the need for speed? Then get over to Big O Tires fast. Big O has discount coupons to Infineon Raceway, free for the asking. That's right, it's the Big O racing season at Infineon Raceway. And all you have to do to get discount coupons is stop by your local participating Big O Tire store. Or make a purchase of $100 or more and get a voucher good for a pair of Infineon Raceway tickets absolutely free. Get on the fast track to fun. Get to Big O Tires for free discount coupons to Infineon Raceway. Hurry, they're going fast.
You don't have to take this, Wendy.
Really?
You're a Comcast digital cable customer, so you can stop your on-demand movie and finish it in another room.
I didn't know that.
Now you know. May I suggest a room downstairs?
Any Room on Demand lets you start watching in one room, finish in another. Learn more at comcast.com/anyroom.
Speed's presentation of NASCAR Sprint Cup qualifying for Michigan is presented by Subway Restaurants. So many $5 foot-long subs to choose from. Enjoy amazing value at Subway all day, every day. Brought to you in part by Kills Primers. Kills, the perfect start to a great finish. And by Johnsonville. Sausage is all we do.
I think Max just got himself in.
Just locked himself in with a 38.747, 37th quickest.
Not a bad run.
Johnny Sauter is officially out of the show in the 36 car.
See if the veteran Bill Elliott, what kind of lap Bill can put down in that 21 car. Normally when they show up, they're pretty fast.
Well, when you think about the number of wins that Bill Elliott has here at Michigan, the number of wins that the Wood brothers have here at Michigan, and you put those two combinations together in the 21 car, that's a lot of history right there, boys.
Look at that, Darrell. 59 starts for Bill Elliott here at Michigan. 7 wins, 6 poles.
If I read correctly, he makes the race here. He'll tie Ricky Rudd for the most starts.
Yep, 60 starts.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what else I heard? That he said that if they could find sponsorship for that car, he'd consider running all the races next year.
A full-time schedule. How about that?
See what Mark Martin's done to people?
It's a good point.
Bill qualified well here a year ago, Jeff. 15th and 9th.
Again, you watching that tracker, and as long as he can stay in that area right there, he'll be in this race with no problem at all. And knowing Bill Elliott, he knows about what he's got to get out of this race car. Don't look for him to overdrive the corners.
Very few times has Bill not made the race. Very few times has he had to use that champion's provisional. And I got pushing up the hill there off turn 4, lost a little time, but not enough to get him, knock him out of the race.
No, he's going to be locked in easily right here. He's going to wind up being 28th quickest at a 38.45.
Nice little lap.
Yeah, 28th overall for Bill Elliott.
What's Bill now, 54?
I believe that's right.
I think he's 54.
Hey, crew chief, where you at,
Good.
buddy? There you go.
38:45.
David Hyder.
Bill would say that's music to my ears, boys.
Just bring her on the house, cover her up. I'll see y'all Sunday.
Final driver to qualify in the 46 is J.J. Yaley. Michael Waltrip in the 55, Johnny Sauter in the 36.
So it comes down.
Will not start Sunday's race.
Whether it's going to be the 46 or the 66, it'll take the green come Sunday.
Quick look at our Gillette menu coming up here on Speed. The ARCA Michigan 200, and then trackside at 8. Ricky Carmichael, Casey Mears, and Sam Hornish Jr. are our guests, and hopefully Larry will have a clean shirt.
Yeah, and again, Daryl, is it true you're going to jump something when you ride a motorcycle?
No, man. Why'd you say that?
It's the second time he's mentioned it.
I know. Why keep bringing that up?
I kept getting told that
just because I drove that monster truck doesn't mean I've lost my mind.
Well, that's debatable.
Well, 4 wheels maybe.
See what I mean?
He's not a motorcycle kind of guy.
4 wheels maybe, but 2 there ain't no way.
Okay.
Now
I got bad information.
If it had training wheels, maybe. That's not even a definite maybe.
It's a sort of maybe.
Sort of maybe.
Well, he had to pedal it off of turn 2 right there, Daryl, but looks like he is still strong down the back straightaway. I'm talking about J.J. Yaley making this race. He can just maintain.
Don't want that thing to get loose on you. Working the wheel, and you can see there he's in that 4-wheel slide.
She's sliding.
Boy, you got to get her back down the hill here. Come on, if you're going to make it. We'll be okay, looks like.
Woo. Yep. 38.87. So Yaley is locked in.
That big moan you just heard in the back over there, that was Phil Parsons. Because Michael or Blaney, either one, are in the show.
So Yaley locks himself in with a 38.87. That means Kurt Busch has his second pole of 2010.
Now, hadn't he won like 4 out of the last 5 poles or something like that? He's been on a roll, hadn't he, qualifying?
Who, Kurt?
Kurt, yeah, he won the pole for the All-Star race.
Oh, All-Star race. Yeah, I wasn't counting.
Got that one. He won the pole for the 600, right? Or did Newman win the pole? Newman got the pole.
Newman won the pole.
Yeah.
Well, he's won a lot of poles.
See, what was confusing to you there is that Newman chose the outside line and Kurt was on the inside because he was on the front row, so sometimes you get a little bit confused.
Well, I'm not confused about this. He's on the pole today.
He's on the pole today.
First career pole at Michigan for Kurt Busch. We'll talk to him when we come back to MIS.
Sunday, NASCAR race day rages in Michigan. In a season of hot tempers, heated rivalries, and harsh words.
Keep me away from Denny Hamlin after this race.
Darrell Waltrip makes his race day debut to break down the fallout from Pocono.
It's probably not his fault, you know, his wife wears a fire suit in the family.
Plus, we'll take an inside look at the struggles of Roush Fenway Racing. NASCAR race day built by the Home Depot, live from Michigan Sunday at 10 Eastern. And feel the excitement at 8 Eastern with NASCAR Victory Lane fueled by Sunoco. Only on Speed.
Getting insured online and saving money on your auto insurance is so easy at The General. Just log on to thegeneral.com for a quote in 2 minutes or less.
This is super fast.
You'll get a low rate, low monthly payment, and a down payment as low as $59.
Now that I can afford.
The General will also give you instant proof of insurance.
For the best car insurance rates online, go to The General and save some time.
My Subaru saved my life. I will never forget that.
Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
If you live for performance, upgrade to Castrol Edge Advanced Synthetic Oil. With 8 times better wear protection than Mobil 1, Castrol Edge, it's more than just oil, it's liquid engineering.
Looking for great deals on hardwood floors? Then get to Lumber Liquidators for beech laminate flooring just 49 cents a square foot. Praline birch engineered flooring at $179. Supreme horizontal bamboo only $189 a square foot. And Bellawood pre-finished with a 50-year warranty starting at $299 a square foot. Make no down payment and pay no interest for 1 full year with your Lumber Liquidators credit card. These great deals end soon, so call 1-800-HARDWOOD for a store near you.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
Back at Michigan International, first career pole for Kurt Busch here at Michigan. And Marty Snyder is with him.
Yeah, Steve, we were going to let Larry Mack do this interview, but I think he's out hat shopping right now. Trying to find some sunscreen or a hat or something. For Kurt Busch, this is a second pole of the year, and for you, you only need one qualifying run today, so do you really know what to expect when you went out there for your qualifying lap?
The car felt comfortable in that one lap. We were just looking at weather and looking at tomorrow, thinking we needed to stay in race trim more today, and after that 1Q run, I was like, let's just tweak a couple things. And then with the rain and then the qualifying got back underway, I saw McMurray running the 37s. I said, oh, track's fast. So I was like, I'm going to hammer down. We freed up the car just a little bit to make sure we weren't on the tight side, and that paid perfect dividends for us because I felt like 1 and 2 was good, but off of turn 4, that's where I made most of my time up.
Talk about the momentum for Kurt Busch and this team right now. 2 wins in Charlotte, top 10 last week, and the pole here at Michigan, Steve.
He's on a roll, Marty, no doubt about it. Let's take a look at the starting grid for Sunday's race. We remind you 52 of 81 races have been won from the top 5.
Tell you one thing, those Dodge boys are real good men. Those Dodges are running.
Well, at least we got Laced to Ford up a pretty close case. He can't qualify us pretty well. Let's see whether or not he can get Ford to victory lane for the first time this year. See Dale Earnhardt Jr. back in row 14 alongside Bill Elliott.
When I look at the top 10, you got a Dodge, 2 Chevrolets, a Ford, and a Toyota Hamlin there, and Rudiman all in the top 10. A lot of parity.
We got to see how good Kevin Harvick is. He told me today, he said one thing about his team, no matter where he starts, he feels like he's got a chance to finish in the top 5.
I think Mike Joy nailed it when he said he's Mr. Where did he come from, and that's what you'll see here Sunday. He'll methodically work his way up to the front before it's over.
I agree.
37 drivers ran in the 38-second bracket. Johnny Sauter, Michael Waltrip, and Dave Blayton, the only drivers not to make the show. Coming up next, ARCA Remax Series here at Michigan. Stay with us here on Speed.